Aloha, welcome to Cuisine. I'm Nadia Caddell and I'm really excited today to take you through how to make your own handmade tortillas. This can seem a little bit difficult or time consuming, but it's really not. I want to show you step by step how to be able to make fresh tortillas that will take your Taco Tuesday to a whole other level. Before we jump into this recipe, really quick, I want to say a hello and aloha to Emmy and Cuisine, my little friends on Oahu who love watching these cooking videos. It makes me so excited to see that. I want to be sure to show you guys how to make tortillas with your mom. I've heard you guys enjoy the recipes together, so this one's dedicated to you guys. I want to show you that anybody can make tortillas, adults, children. It really is the type of thing that you can whip up and enjoy really great fresh tortillas. Before doing that though, I want to show you the two different harinas or masas that I use. The first one is Maseca. This one's really popular at your grocery stores. You can usually find it in the Hispanic aisle and it's not hard to get a hold of. The other one that I really like is because of the flavor. It's a Bob's Red Mill Golden Masa harina. Now this one I really love because of that like golden corn flavor that it has, but I found a way to kind of mix the two and get the most out of the flavor and texture. So I'll show you how I do that. But before we go into that, really quickly, I'll show you the exciting tools we'll use, and that is this Tortilla Press. If you don't have one at home, not to worry. This one's just been in my family for some time. My mom's letting me borrow it for this video, so I'll show you how to make tortillas. If you have a tortilla press at home, please bring it out for this. It would be an awesome time to use it. If not to worry. You can use a rolling pin or anything else for rolling out the tortillas. I'm going to show you both ways to do it, so it should work out. If you don't have one of these, don't worry. You can use a wine bottle, an oil bottle, anything that's kind of got this same shape. We can use it to roll, kind of like a makeshift rolling pin. So we'll get started with doing that. I'll show you guys how to make some tortillas. So let's grab a tortilla and let's eat. So to start us off with this recipe, you're going to need a large mixing bowl, a kettle, or some way to boil some water. And you're going to have a measuring cup and a measuring spoon as well. So we'll get started with mixing our maseca. You're going to take a cup of that. It's important for me to mix the Maseca and the Bob's Red Mill together mix because Bob's Red Mill has a lot of flavor, but the tortilla usually comes out a little bit denser and harder to kind of mold, but the Maseca has that molding ability. So if you'd like, use this recipe and do 1 cup of each to really help get the best of both worlds. To really kick off those flavors, you're going to do a pinch or 2 of some salt. That'll really help. And in the meantime, you're getting your water ready in your tea kettle, and you're going to mix and incorporate these 2 flours or this harina together. It's really important to do this really consistently and make sure that you don't miss any gaps or spots. You want to incorporate to the best of your ability. Now I also have some lukewarm water off to the side and another measuring cup. So I'm ready for my water. I'm going to measure out about 1.5 cups of hot water. And then I'm going to take some of that lukewarm water and finish it up to reach the 2-cup point. Oh, I lost a spoon there. Put that back. And then now we're going to move on to making a little hole or a little bowl with our harina and then adding the water. You want to do this little by little. It may be tempting, you're moving this around, it's looking clumpy or chunky, maybe tempting to do all of the water, but please just do a little bit at a time. It really helps to incorporate this harina. So putting a little bit of pressure on the spatula, moving everything around, just trying to really make sure that everything gets the water. It will get dry at some points. You'll start to see some of the harina have dry spots, so you're going to move it around, expose those dry spots, and then you can add some more of the water to kind of rehydrate that area. So once you've finished adding the water, you're going to make an effort to really incorporate this all of the way slowly if possible, and then just really mixing it all in, and it really helps with the tortilla. And once it's all mixed and ready to go, you're gonna take a tea towel, a dish towel, and you're gonna wet this. You can either do this under the sink or you can add it in a bowl, add some lukewarm water, a little bit of that hot water to add some of that steam to this mixture. And it's important to cover this, really, really important to cover this with this towel, because this is what's really going to help the masa to expand but not to lose its moisture and dry out. You don't want dry masa. So strain out that tea towel, and then you're just going to make sure to cover it in every corner. You'll cover it just like that, set it off to the side, and then if possible you can set a timer for an hour, anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. I always say time it, put a timer on, because it's so easy to forget. Now an hour has passed. I like to kind of punch the mixture, just kind of mix it in with your fingers. You want this to be nice and kind of hydrated. You don't want it to be too dry. You can give it a little mix. If it is too dry, you can feel free to add in a little bit more of that water and mix it in completely. So I feel good about this masa. You can measure out a little ball just like this, and with the palm of your hand start making it into that sphere, adding the pressure from the 3 fingers there to kind of make it more of a disc. And then you can roll. I like to roll it 2 or 3 times on each side and then sort of pivot with your pin there. You're striving to make a circle. It's going to be sort of organically shaped. It's not going to be perfect, but as long as you have it about 1/8 of an inch thick, not too thick, because remember we're going to cook them and they're going to get a little bit bigger. You're doing this with a comal or a cast iron skillet that has a little bit of avocado oil or any kind of oil so that it doesn't stick, and it's at a nice high to medium heat. I'm going to take you through that again. Again, you've made a little sphere, you've pressed down on it. I'm using parchment paper for this. It really helps so that it doesn't stick. Taking that rolling pin and just moving it every so often, maybe 2 or 3 rolls. Giving it a good roll there. Making sure that they're not too thick, because again, they're going to expand. And once your tortilla is done and flipped, you can make sure to store it, and so you don't lose that heat. Again, with this tortilla, your comal or your cast iron skillet is nice and hot before you place it on there. Has a little bit of that oil, and you make sure not to flip until it's cooked all the way through. Now, with using the tortilla press, it's the same theory as far as the shape, but when you press down on it, the first time you just want to do a little bit of a press and then a little more pressure, and it should take you into that. This one looks a little bit more like a perfect circle, which really helps. Again, for the comal, it's hot, it's ready to go, and you aren't moving it until your tortilla is cooked all the way through and it looks something like this. And remembering to store it with the rest of your tortillas. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tortilla recipe. As you saw, it's super easy, a lot of fun to make, and if you don't have all the tools now, you know you can use pretty much anything to roll these out. So I hope you enjoy. They should look something like this. They're perfectly warm and ready to enjoy. If you like, I'm going to link the bean recipe that we also have that goes really well with this tortilla. And you can always just add some queso fresco, a little bit of that, and some fire roasted salsa, which I'll also link down below. It goes perfectly together as a fresh tortilla taco. Enjoy! That's a good taco.